Our next guest this morning is making sure that the younger generation of today understand how important Black History Month is for our communities. Taking that a step farther is Black Future Month. This is an idea of going above and beyond the usual thinking and educating the youth of today. And here with more is Chet Sisk. Nice to see you, Chet.
It's my pleasure.
It's been a year or so.
It has been, but I'm glad to be here.
Always on the move and always doing good things for our community. Yes. Why do you think it's so important to know the past so that we can kind of honor those who paved the way?
Well, I think that the past gives us context, but the future provides an opportunity to leverage the context into something, to do something with it. I think I'm a big fan, of course, of understanding the past, because that's where you learn your lessons, but you have to absolutely leverage it. You have to do something with it. It's material to move forward with.
And what are some of your suggestions that we can do to honor those in our past?
You know, the biggest thing, I always hear people say this. They say, we are standing on the shoulders of our ancestors. You know, that's great. But my thinking is that the ancestors are saying, that's great, you know, but you're getting a little heavy. I need you to get off my shoulders and really do something with all the stuff that we've done over the years so that you can create a better future, a brighter future, and a more connected future. And so one of the things that we really emphasize is the development of vision.
Is that how you came to create Black Future Month?
Well, I didn't create it, but it is a movement that's happening. People are recognizing that if we don't really talk about what we want to do or what's possible in the future, you're basically kind of like just responding to things. You're just cycling. And you see a lot of that. But Black Future Month is that effort to try to emphasize, let's go forward, let's create something, let's visualize a future that perhaps we haven't had the chance or the opportunity to do before.
Chet, there's a very special series that's going to be on 9 News this month. Tell me about it.
Yes, Above and Beyond. It's basically a series that we created highlighting certain African Americans throughout the country who are doing great things, who are laying the foundation for a visualized future. I mean, they include Neil deGrasse Tyson, of course. He's my favorite astrophysicist. He's everybody's favorite scientist, and he's basically laying the foundation of how important it is for African Americans to participate in the sciences. There's Shonda Rhimes, of course, her work inside of Hollywood and all of her shows, Grey's Anatomy and all of those things. Beverly Grant, who happens to be a Denver-based person who is one of my personal heroes. I think she's great. And she's always talking about food literacy. She's advocating. She's an advocate for that.
Speaking of being an advocate, what are you hoping to accomplish with all of these speaking engagements that you were doing?
Well, kind of like what I said initially, is to really help people to start to visualize a different kind of future. Not just African-American children, but everybody, to see how do we visualize a future with everybody participating in it, everybody involved, and all of us starting to intend a future as opposed to reacting to a future.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
I'm a big fan of that. So.
But speaking of reacting, I do have to ask, how are kids responding to this?
You know, they are doing, I just had got an email from one of the young ladies that we did you may remember a conference we did last year where we brought in all of these ideas about social entrepreneurship, collaborative commons, and all of these things. And one young lady said, it just changed my world. The entire conversation, just the conversation about social entrepreneurship, doing well and doing good, changed her entire trajectory about what she wanted to do with her future. And we get letters like that now because of the fact that we're introducing ideas they haven't heard before.
That's fantastic. That has to make it all worth it and make you feel good.
It does.
What area of the future for the African American community should energy be directed? It seems like sometimes negative energy is directed in the wrong way, and you're really a proponent and an advocate of everybody coming together and working together in a positive way.
Yeah, I think it has to start with vision. I know people think, oh, it's a little esoteric, but the truth is that without vision, truly the people do perish. So there has to be a kind of a, you know, what could the future look like? And to me, that future involves a connected future, an empowered future, an enlightened future. And so it starts with the vision, because if you don't see it up here, you can't manifest it out there. So it has to start here. So that's where, and that's not something that's usually taught, but we take a great deal of time with our students to emphasize, what does it look, what could it look like, and here are some possibilities you want to consider.
I love that. And we have 30 seconds, but I just have to find out a couple of your champions.
Octavia Butler, who wrote, she's really considered the mother of science fiction, and she's a fabulous writer. And Beverly Grant, I love Beverly's work and how she showed up, certainly at our conference last year. So they're great.
Well, it was such an honor to have you back on the show again. It's so nice to see you.
It's my pleasure.
Yes,
of course,
and of course you probably recognize his voice too. It's all over. You do so much voice work with that powerful voice. To learn more about Denver Center for International Studies, visit them online. Please go to DCISFoundation.org. You can also call 303-895-9072 or connect on Facebook. It's really that easy. April 27th is the Foundation's The World as a Classroom Spring Dinner. Tickets can be ordered online. Please do that. Pay it forward and teach your children a wonderful lesson.